And what I'm going to do now is go back to JFD brokers, and I'm going to do a break touch trade. So, and we'll just discuss what we need for that. So euro dollar 1 minute, and shift it, get rid of the grid. Okay, so let's we'll hedge our bets a bit. We'll do 2 trend lines, so we're going to do straddle this kind of price action here. And I'm going to now load the interface, Control N to see the navigator, and put it on the chart so you can see it. Got a lot of EAs in this one. Load platinum, make sure everything's set up, reference number's correct. Get rid of the navigating window. The EA will then trigger the interface. Main control trendline interface now comes up. Scan the chart. There's 2 trend lines. Just go back and remind ourselves which ones are which. Trendline 13562 is our resistance level. So we want this to be a sell, break, touch. Show grid. 15 pips stop loss. 15 pip take profit. Save. Right click on chart, properties, show object descriptions. Again, show our TP and SL grid data. Okay, 15 pips, let's check. 15 pips, 15 pips. Okay, so essentially that does our resistance level. Now we want to do our support level. Sorry, I'm just thinking I've done that completely the wrong way around. So we got a sell break. That should be a buy break there. So we need to go back in and just move our. So we can see what we're doing. 13562. So reselect 13562 buy break touch. Okay, and the other one is going to be a sell break touch. Okay, exactly the same parameters except sell break touch. So now we've now got 2 trend lines configured for auto trading. See the touch coming down here. Price action touches that trend line. Just basically equal or slightly greater. It will trigger a short trade. So we'll just have to wait for a second for that to happen. And obviously once you're happy with your grid positions, just get rid of the show grid, and then cleans up the chart, and you can just see the trend lines operating quite happily. And we get a tick coming in again. We'll have to make sure you select a trend line before you perform the operation. It's pretty important. So when ticks come in, it will now clear these grid levels like that. So we're just waiting now to see if we can. Well, let's see if we can force it. Remember our rules though. So let's just remind ourselves of what the actual rules were. So break touches. If it's a sell, bid has got to be less than the trend line, right? So it can't be equal to it. It's got to be less. The bid has got to be greater than the trend line minus 5 pips. And so we've got to see a break. It can't just touch it and equal it. It has to be less than it. And the number of orders and all that kind of jazz has to be less than the max, and the close of the last candle has to be greater than the trend line, which it was. So what this means that we can force this trade by just cheating a little bit and moving this trend line slightly into price action, providing we don't go higher than that close there, which is obviously still greater than the trend line. There you go, it just touched it, went below it, and there's our sell break. So again, no problems with that. So sell break on 4-digit, no problem. And what I'm going to do is I'll go to, and again I'll close this close this chart down. I'm going to go to yen cross, demonstrate that again. So euro yen, grid, 1 minute, nice channel here. Again, I wouldn't trade it. 1 minute, it's too dodgy. So load the interface, scan the chart. Remember, foolish schoolboy error, didn't put the expert advisor on, did I? So Control N, platinum, set it up. Trendline control interface, scan the chart. Got 2 trend lines on euro dollar at the moment. Give it another scan. There's the euro yen. So just work out which one we want. We want first. We want 13,850 is our resistance level. So sell, break, touch, same gig as last time. Save those settings. Right click on the chart. Remember, show object properties. Okay, and the other trend line below it, exactly the same, but a buy touch instead. Buy break touch. Okay. So there we go, that's come in now and showing our grid levels with 15 pips either side. Get rid of the grid on that one and also on that one. Tidy things up. Get rid of the main trendline control interface. Make the chart a little bit bigger. Okay, so we can either wait or we can force it. So that's providing the close was higher than the previous close there is higher than the trend line. We can frig this by just moving, there you go, moving this into price action. Sorry, we've got a buy break touch, haven't we? So again, I've mucked up the actual configuration here. Should have been a sell break touch. So basically, that trend line is configured wrong. 13,854 should be sell break touch. So I'm just redoing that, and there we go. There's the trade triggered for us. So JPY cross, sell break touch on a standard 4-digit account. Quite happy with that. Okay, so that's fine. Let's close that down. Go to get rid of that, and we're going to go to our pari now. So 5-digit broker. I'll par and we'll do it again. Sell break on. We'll just do a JPY cross now. I'll just fast forward a bit because I'm sure you're bored stiff by now. Euro yen. Okay, 1 minute. Grid. Expert advisor. Remember, common tab. Set it up properly. Draw trend line. Platinum interface pops up. Scan the chart. Hasn't come up yet. Scan it again. Wait for a tick. Scan it again. Euro yen. There we go. Okay, want to sell, break, touch. 20 pips. Show the grid. Properties. Show object descriptions. Display controls. Remembers our settings from last time. There we go. Get rid of the grid now. Make it bigger. Right, I'm just going to force the trade now. So we've got a sell, break, touch. It should be a buy break, shouldn't it? So let's just change that to a buy break touch because we're looking for a break. Now it's changed to buy, and I'm just going to zoom in so you can see this trigger. So it's 5-digit or 3-digit on the JPY side. What I want to do is just going to pull this trend line down so that we're just above the previous high, which is important, the previous close I should say. And all we're waiting for now is we're just waiting for this price action to tick through. But I can't go lower than that close there. That's important. otherwise it won't trigger. We won't satisfy the rules for the system. I think it's important. It's really important to kind of understand the parameters which trigger the trades. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a level below here, because just in case it comes down and breaks that. So scan chart. It's this new one. Sell, break, touch. Put it in now. Okay, and it's using the same levels as we used last time. So again, I'm gonna kind of pull it right in here. So we're now trapping price in this little triangle here. So whichever way it goes, we're going to get a trade pretty quickly. I'm just going to move this over here so you can actually see the price action a bit more clearly. And I'll fast forward this on the video so you don't have to kind of sit and watch this. There you go. So it just broke through and the sell break is on and running. So that's alright, isn't it? So anyway, there you go. That's a sell break.